important. The important factor is going to be locking her down so that the Gale can be landed, S4's Thunderclap.
And right now, Rubik is missing on the map, so Wolves don't know where's the Rubik. That's also a factor you need to take into consideration. And bottom lane we have Silobear against Storm Spirit. Should be an okay lane to Silobear because of the bear. He can just harass Storm Spirit freely.
Yeah, I was talking to Übelst about we as Asian as well, and they know these boys for a long time, and I think it was Paz or Alex talking about Crydasia's Lone Druid and that he's such a good Lone Druid player. So let's see how he will be able to utilize this. Again, guys, on the top left we'll have the last hits and denies up, so you guys always have a real-time picture of how each hero is farming. And I mean, there's that Gale on Han. He has to run himself back. So even though he's very hard to kill on lane, he will still have a very hard time just standing in lane with Venomancer and Crystal Maiden there. And this is just all-around good news for Brewmaster. He'll just have free reign over the creep wave to keep on last hitting. Fata and mid actually doing a pretty good job farming.
What's interesting about the top lane, you can see that the three Wolves player, they're trying to control the lane back so Hani gets no experience. So we'll see if they want to change their strategy or keep controlling the lane back. Obviously it's really hard to kill co-op, so it's about them knowing if they can kill co-op or not. If they can't, it's a huge investment for nothing. So they have to make something happen top.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was actually expecting CM to go into this neutral creep camp up here and then pull the creep wave in there so that
she could do it. But if she doesn't, that means they're looking for being more aggressive, like letting the lane push in and maybe try to dive co-op or maybe just push the tower from the front. We'll see.
Yes, they are revealing themselves, and Hani is very low on HP. Anti-Mage got a first blood and Nature's Prophet in mid. There was a gank. I'm sorry, guys. There was so much going on top. Hani is very low on HP, blinks himself further into the trees. And now I think he does whack away the Tier 1 tower.
That's the problem with co-op. Just blinking in the trees and they have nothing to deal with it.
Yeah.
That super smart laning from We Has Asian again. And the first blood on anti-mage, obviously a huge steal. He's gonna get some mana regeneration, maybe some health, sorry, the regeneration. It's gonna be super hard for Prophet to keep, like, to push him out of the lane.
Well, Sam knows exactly what's up. Hani is up there. He did get spotted. Now the Gale lands Frostbite 2. One more second for the blink, and he is able to blink himself away. But there's the last hit. It misses. But the Gale and the poison. Man, that blue Nature's Prophet close off that one.
And you can see the tower is already super low. Hani actually bowed back.
Top lane, Nino running away from Atze. He's got him in telekinesis. Slow goes out as well. Poor Crystal Maiden getting attacked. Frostbite to RMC, but drops nonetheless.
And one could question the buyback, but honestly, at this stage of the game, especially when co-op is forced out of the lane, he needs his experience. That's why he bought back. He doesn't care about the money right now. He wants experience, especially if they're gonna get a kill out of it. So that's why he bought back. I think it's a good decision. Now he's level 4.
Now yeah. Hani doing something interesting on the top lane as well. Didn't even see that buyback. Middle lane again, anti-mage going up against Miggle.
He's now naked. And the bottom lane is still very calm. It's Storm Spirit against Silabear, so I don't think any of those heroes can kill the other one. Not before Storm Spirit gets 6, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So they're just farming up.
So middle and bot is going extremely good for We Has Asian so far. The top, not so much. The Tier 1 tower is down, by the way.
Honestly, it's just very smart laning from We Has Asian, and like we said, they have Wolves has the better heroes to lane and to be aggressive, but the laning went so well, so We Has Asian, they just outlane Wolves in this. So they managed to get 2 carries farmed without any sort of aggression of them. And that's really difficult to do, so props to WHA for this again.
Yeah, it's just out of this world. Again, no one expected them to make it to the final with these 4 really other strong teams present during the competition. But then again, it's very, very good. Crydasia gets slowed down by Nino. Frostbite goes out as well. Miguel is here, so this is very, very big trouble for him. Calculus pulls him right back in, but the Bear is doing some good damage on Calculus himself. Yeah, okay. Calculus barely surviving this.
A very important kill. Now Storm Spirit gets 6, so that's very important for him. He was obviously losing his lane because he was 5 when Sila was 6, so
and immediately Rubik showing himself alongside RMC in middle lane, so they want to get something out of this. Glyph gets used, so his T1 tower ought to be safe for now.
And top lane, just Panda farming up. Nothing special top lane happening at the moment.
2 for 2. That's a kill score so far. Rubik throws out his nuke. Once he hits level 6, there will be that big randomness factor added into the game because he will just be able to steal a spell from an enemy hero and then utilize it against them. Saw that against NTW, where Miguel would just steal a Darkseer wall or a Panda ultimate.
Yeah, this hero is a nightmare to deal with. For example, Panda, whenever he's going to cast his split, he needs to make sure that he casts the spell after his split is over. Because if he gives the split to Rubik, that's a really, really huge problem for the Pandas team, obviously. But now the pressure is on Wolves, obviously, because they have 2 carries against them, and they know that there is no way they can win late game. So they need to make something happen. Whether it's now or in 10 minutes, they still have time. Don't get me wrong, but they need to make something happen at one point, because Anti-Mage and Syllabar, it's going to be super hard to deal with those heroes in late game. Especially if they're off to a good start like this.
Absolutely. And one question, is Rubik able to steal that rock toss from the Earth Panda?
No, he can't steal a spell from the Pandas because they're magic immune.
Okay.
But yeah, stealing the split is way better. It's about, like, S4 needs to be really careful. He can also steal Storm Spirit's Blink. This hero is really good. He can steal any spell. He's so he can do anything. Very, very good teamfight hero.
Yeah. Up to now we have just a relatively calm laning phase. Of course, Anti-Mage, he just wants to farm.
Vanguard
Shows
already.
himself now, yes, the Vanguard is up.
8-minute Vanguard, Anti-Mage solo mid against a range hero. That's
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's fatality for you.
That's insane.
And on the bot, TP actually coming all the way through from Miguel. Phase boots are up on him. And he does have a Sprout, so he's just going to wait for the right moment to Sprout Crydasia, or not, just run away, knowing he himself gets entangled. Has to back off in the middle lane. Calculus, very low amount of Fader goes, and he jumps himself away. Gale hits onto Anti-Mage. That Vanguard really helping out in that regard. So he's barely taking any damage, especially from this Venom wards. He doesn't have to fear them at all with that Vanguard.
And top lane, that's time for Hani to catch up in farm and XP. It's really important. He had a really tough lane. So now he's coming back slowly in the game, and he has to, because the Co-op is the hero that will hold the mid game for WHA, because AM and Scylla needs more farm to do something, but Co-op doesn't need much farm. And top lane, they're going on Hani. They want to force the blink.
TP away, so going to be the disable. That's a big question. There it is. Hani not able to TP himself away and drops. Balsam gets initiated upon as well. There's a telekinesis. Fader whacking away at him, and Venomass will drop in turn. 1-for-1 exchange. RMC gets slowed down, tanks the tower, not able to get the aggro off him, and the tower gets the last hit.
Panda's now 6.
Brewmaster on the run out. Tier 1 drops. S4 in big trouble. Fader chasing after him. Now turns his target. Actually in the back end of play now. Rubik drops. Miguel running away. Now the ultimate used by Panda. Fader waiting for the blink. Gets stunned though. Is there going to be the burst damage required? It's not. He blinks himself into safety. So
They
5 for 3.
Yeah, they need to take kills like this, Wolves. No, they need to get some sort of advantage, because as we said, the pressure is on them. Sida's free farming, Anti-Mage is doing fairly good as well. They need to take kills. Now they use the Panda ultimate, so that's a big deal. They need to wait the cooldown if they want to play it safe. Maybe they don't need to. I mean, they need to take towers, because they have Prophet and Storm that can gank anywhere on the map. So if they like take 1 or 2 or 3 towers, then they're going to have some map control, and it's going to be less farm for AM and Scylla. That's really important at this stage.
What I don't understand is why, for example, Miguel TP'd himself down there to harass Lone Druid a bit and then not committing to it. Because effectively just left his lane alone, I guess?
I guess so. He went for some ganks. That's... And what's really uncharacteristic from Miguel is that usually he goes for Midas all the time. Maybe
Initiation from Hani onto Miguel right now. He will go himself into the fog. Use the TP as they're going to keep the disable. No vision, and he gets out safely.
When you sprout yourself like this, the enemy has no vision. So that's really smart play from Miguel. Obviously, very experienced player. He knows it perfectly. So you need some sort of like power shot or something to see through the threes.
Power Treads Vanguard, bottom lane Crydeja gets pinged on, gets pulled back in, support TP's coming through, Characters has to back himself away, he's so tank already, 10 armor, and 1300 HP.
That's the tankiness of Syllaber we were talking about last game. That's why you need some damage dealer against it, and that's even more pressure for Wolves because they have no damage dealer so far. Maybe Storm, but that's not really a physical damage dealer, so Sylla is gonna be really, really hard to kill. So I hope for them he doesn't get too fast enough, else they have a big problem. Again, what they can do is just Cyclone the bear and ignore Sylla, because the main hero doesn't do that much damage. It's more the bear with the rages and the roots. So Panda, really smart pick. They need to use it properly.
Lift used on bot top lane. Will S4 be able? Yes, he does TP himself away. Will there be a deny? No, not in time. Support TP is coming through. Miguel running himself away. Fadas here goes in immediately. Ultis, Venomancer, I think. Was it? There was an ulti. Venomancer drops immediately. Now Miguel gets entangled by a bear and he's going to drop too.
You can also see Anti-Mage trying to get the last hit, waiting for the hit. They really want Anti-Mage to get farmed. That's a sign.
And he is getting the farm, and look at his gold already. Power Treads, Vanguard, Poor Man's Shield.
Yeah, that's a really farmed Anti-Mage, especially he had a really tough lane. He wasn't easy lane. He was solo mid, thrown solo mid like on his own against a ranged hero. That's a really good start for Farah.
Calculus is here with the haste rune, looking for the jump. RMC is here. He knows he's in big trouble. Gets pulled back in. Calculus will probably get the last hit. Down goes RMC. In the meantime, the bottom tier 1 drops, so the pings go out, and the Wolves want to still persist on getting the upper hand on this exchange. For now, it's a 1 kill for 1 tower. They want to make it 2 towers.
And what's really good about
one for 1 towers and 1 kill.
What we as Asian is doing is that even though they have less pushing power, they didn't get outpushed by Venomancer, Prophet, and Panda. Panda is not really a pusher himself, but he's so good at team fighting early on with his ultimate that it's very hard for the enemy to defend the tower. So that's why he's a pusher in some way. But there's still like, it's 1 tower advantage only for Wolves. That's really not a lot, especially if Anti-Mage and Sylla are farming without any trouble.
This game is looking very bad for Wolves, in my opinion, man. Anti-Mage is...
Yeah, they can still... Now is the time when they can get some really good team fights because they obviously have the early game advantage. But again, the more they wait, it's getting dangerous, really. So, but they're getting some sort of kills and towers. We'll see. They have the Panda split now. Obviously, the Dire knows because no fight for like 1 or 2 minutes. So it's ready. Maybe they want to make something happen with it. Maybe they don't.
Slabear. I wonder if he's going to go for that standard Radiance build or something else. And some people even don't buy any boots on their bears. Some just go for normal boots and some go for phase boots. How do you guys play it?
It really depends. For example, if you're going to get phase boots plus Tranquil boots, then you're delaying the Radiance. So you need to know if you really want a really fast Radiance or not. If you get phase boots like this, it's more about being in the first clashes. For example, we can assume that Crydeja thinks that AM is the main carry, so he has to do something. They can't just, both of them, just AFK and farm. So that's maybe why he wants to have a better impact in the first fights and let AM carry this through late game.
Fader gets sprouted. You can just use that Quelling Blade, eat his way through the tree.
Smart pick up the Quelling Blade, by the way, against Prophet. Always good to have.
We as Asian is moving on the bot tier 1, while the Wolves moving on to the bottom tier 2. Miguel shows himself here now as well. Oh,
Gale misses.
This might be big. Bear gets committed. Tier 1 tower eating a crap load of damage. Will it be a deny? Anti-Mage gets the last hit. Gale goes out. Brewmaster is here. He has the blink dagger. They don't know it. They didn't know it. RMC uses his Chen ultimate. Atze gets sent back. I think it will be enough too. I think he's going to get out. He survives it. And Crydeja's there as well. They're trying to make something happen. Fader gets pulled all the way back in. The blink is ready. The Vanguard, so much survivability. Hani, though, he's going to drop.
Yeah, but honestly, that's not a good trade for Wolves. They used Panda ultimate. They lost the tower. I don't think they denied it. Anti-Mage even got the last hits, and it's 1 for 1. It's no, not 1 for 1. 1-0, but that's not enough. The tower for Anti-Mage, and without the Brewmaster ultimate, they need more. They need to get really more. Because, as we said, you could see on this fight, Anti-Mage and Syllaber was just attacking the tower without carrying. They're so tanky, they know even though they all in anti-mage, then they can kit both.